my boys this morning. Everybody's doing good. What could it mean if we're taking Jules out today instead of Candy Apple? Well, not what you think probably, but something fun. Come on, Tux. He goes, I just don't want to eat up top today, Mom. Well, wherever you want to eat. Come on, Tuxie, come on. There you go. I think that's a garbage truck up there. There you can see the lights. They're multicolor right now. Last night when I was demoing them, they were rolling solid color shifting. Know what all those fancy light terms are. So 2022.4.5.21 went on last night. That's equivalent to beta 10.11.2. So with Dawn driving this morning, I'll try to point at some of the construction off to the side, give us an update on that, especially where they're putting in the overpass at Wake Tech. The sunrise is, you know, it's pretty, but it's not to die for this morning, and we're on time for a 7:25 arrival, even though we left late. And then of course, you know, Dawn's gonna pick up a couple minutes instead of lose a couple minutes, so, or at least so he thinks, in morning traffic. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, so it's supposed to be partly sunny and a high in the low 80s again today. We've got today and tomorrow in the 80s, and then I think it backs off a little bit. So I guess I should tell you what's going on this morning. Dawn's all dressed up. We're headed to WRAL Azalea Gardens. I actually don't have on my running clothes or my, you know, drive around downtown clothes either. I've got on nice, you know, Easter looking stuff. It's kind of tradition to go over there and take a few pictures when the tulips are out. So Dawn does good at WRAL because it's smaller.
Yeah, that's right. Doesn't take that long. Yeah, that's right. It's you know, something I can deal with.
I don't think he really minds Duke Gardens too much, but it is a longer walk over there. But not as long, I found out, as our normal walk for 3 miles.
Yeah,
so it was more like a 2-mile walk, I guess, what we did. And I was pretty wore out at the end of it, so that was plenty for me that day.
Yeah, well.
But some friends were at WRAL yesterday, and it was gorgeous. Their pictures on Facebook were gorgeous, and it's the right time. And, you know, if the tulips are out at Duke, the tulips are going to be open at WRAL too.
Yeah, well, really, I want to be very clear. I enjoy Duke Gardens. It's just between the parking, and then you have to really walk to get there. And, you know, WRAL is just like bang, bang. It's very efficient.
When I go to look at flowers, I'm not thinking about efficiency. To film the craziness this morning since I'm not driving. See if you can count how many lane changes happen. That one's, this morning's not as bad as some. Oh, I know a comment I was going to make yesterday is that one thing that I really like about driving the 3, but happens in other Teslas now too, just not Ruby, is I've really gotten used to the camera picture popping up on the center screen when I'm changing lanes and utilizing that to change lanes. I would say it's improved my confidence about getting over in a timely manner. It's going to be hard to go back to Ruby and not have that. And, you know, us ex-owners that have the Intel processor and the upgraded MCU, and now I have upgraded cameras, we really want to know why they won't pop that up on the screen, because obviously when we're in reverse, we get the picture on the center screen. The center screen's totally capable of showing that picture. It just doesn't show it when we put on the turn signal. So someone explained to me why I can't have that. Oh, I'll make a comment though that when you're holding the wheel at 9 and 3, your arm blocks the picture in that lower left-hand corner somewhat. So you end up having to, I end up having to like look to the side or move my arm, or, you know, 5 and 7 is fine, but 3 and 9, your arm will block the picture. So I question if I like where they're putting it on the screen in the 3 and the Y, the horizontal screen. But still, I'll take it anywhere if they'll add it to Ruby. Well, the wrapped S is worth showing you here, plugged in. Good morning, Model S. And a Volt. We're here.
Yeah, we are.
And we're starting out. It's kind of the same walk I did a few weeks ago down on the end where they're expanding. This says it's a cut leaf Japanese maple. It's like triple clumped leaves. They're like really tight bunches. It's different. I want one of these orange azaleas to do something in my yard. I really, 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 really want that. I mean, just move that to my yard. Seriously. I don't know what variety in particular that one is, but maybe this swamp azalea is the right placard for that. It's so pretty.
Yeah, it's got the little flowers on the little dangly
Yeah,
thing.
these deciduous azaleas, they kind of tend to look like a cross between regular azalea and honeysuckle. Yeah, they've really done a good job here with making this a year-round garden, because there are a ton of hydrangeas for midsummer, and then a lot of sasanqua as well as japonica camellias for color later in the year. Yeah, that's really pretty too. The new growth having that interest of the lighter color green. School's out in the summer and we never seem to make it down here. They don't hype up the hydrangeas on the news. Maybe Mike will mention it quite as much as they do the tulips and the azaleas. Somebody needs to remind us, hey, the azaleas look, I mean, the hydrangeas look great right now. You should come. I'm looking at that, wondering if, yeah, wondering about that, but I don't know. I don't see a label. Wow, look at these pretty new leaves. Yeah, I'm thinking that Japanese maple looks very similar to Dawn's.
Yeah.
Oh wow, look at the rhododendron. So that is apparently an asparagus fern. I guess I should have recognized it, but I had to look at the tag. And birds are chirping. We've seen several cardinals. Is this witch hazel? I think this tree right here is witch hazel. I actually bought one at Broadwell's one time, tried to bring it into the... Nope, it's not witch hazel. It's a red buckeye. I guess witch hazel has a yellow flower and smaller, so I was totally off base. Wouldn't surprise me if they had a witch hazel in here though. This is pretty. Yes, the last time I was here there were seeds in the bird feeder too. I like the gazing globe. Those are a recipe for disaster out here in the middle of the woods with tree limbs, but hopefully it'll last a long time. All right, here's another one of those very pretty, we'll call it orange azaleas. It's called Hotspur. Now, that's worth coming to the gardens for, because I don't know anywhere around town where they have azaleas that are that pretty. That color.
Right,
yeah,
right.
That color is very, and that, you know, an older specimen where it's pretty big and all of that. Well, they add on to this garden every year. They take excellent care of it. So here, Donnie, they've trimmed these. I don't know why they decided to trim this one. Most of the azaleas they have not trimmed.
Right.
But this patch right here looks like it could use a little help. We have a piece of this at the house, and Dad gave it to me, and several winters, because it's in a pot that can be moved. Don put it under the house, and then I told him he didn't need to, and then we had a really harsh winter and it didn't do so good. It's time to put it in the ground before I lose it. And we can see, you know, after 10 years kind of what it would look like. Looks like they've got it actually strapped up to the tree over here. Hold it in place. Because it's very pretty with the variegated leaves, and it's a good memory because Dad gave it to me. I'd like to not lose it. The pot that it's in is kind of cracked. It's right there by the washing, by the hose reel.
Right.
It's in the pot right by the hose reel, so it likes shade for sure. Oh wow, that must be a type of viburnum. I just turned around and saw the snowballs, and when you see snowballs early in the spring, it's viburnum. So here's the first area of tulips. They came up, and I mean, that's about as full of as I've ever seen them. I can't say that I'm in love with the solid color as much as I would be. And they're a little closed up because we're early in the day, but they're very full, lots of blooms, super pretty. So there's a couple peonies on this side of the walkway here, and well, I see at least one on this side. Those are the only peonies I've seen in this garden so far. There may be more someplace else. Yeah, here's that very compact, super compact leafed maple. It has a plate, but it's so hidden in there, they need to move the plate. So I guess first thing I thought cut leaf was a variety, but it's not. Cut leaf is on a lot of these. They could just leave that word off almost. This is a Kamagata, K-A-M-A-G-A-T-A. Here's another peony. At the house in New Jersey growing up, we had peonies. There's a picture of me Dad took where I'm bending down checking out the flowers. Well, all you need is for your sweet wife to bring you a cup of coffee and your newspaper. I suspect, though, that wouldn't be a good napping chair, so after about 10 or 15 minutes, you'd be ready to move on. Yeah, so Elizabeth Garner, the morning weather person, she's outside right now. I guess she's on the air filming. Wow, coming around the corner. Look at these. Very pretty. This is where people will get married. And I know she's exactly on the air right now, but... yeah, if you get married, you stand right here with your preacher, your minister, your priest, and you have all of that for your backdrop for the wedding, and then your photos afterward. People get married here all the time. Yeah, I think this is like the one by our back door, Shishiagara. It has the little red seed things on it that are very showy when they first come out. I don't know if she just finished or she's just going on. I think they just finished a little segment. Yeah. In the spring, and well, really any time of the year, this would be so awesome to work here and come out at lunchtime or once a day, get your walk through the flowers. I conned Don into looking at plants at the farmer's market because A, we were driving right past it, and B, he wants to use the restroom, and conveniently the plants and the restroom are in the same spot.
Until I get done, and then
I need to use the bathroom too, but I'd rather look at plants. Girls got priorities. You don't normally see people that have ginkgo trees, and that's not a bad price at $35. Needs full sun though, and it gets really big. Oh, it smells so good. Those little tiny fragrant flowers. There's a coral bark. See, I'm starting to learn them. Learn them quick if I'm exposed enough. Now your morning is complete. You took me to see the flowers and you helped me bring home flowers.
But there's no holes involved in this. This is all her.
Right, except for you did have to help me with the wheelbarrow and breaking up some dirt and sifting it, and we had fun last year. Well, I had fun. I've been ignoring poor Dawn and FSD driving while I was editing the 360 video. I was adding pivot points for the fixed frame one that I wanted to save versus the you can do whatever you want with it version that I have. I'll probably put some in, you know, tonight's video, the fixed frame one, and then the interactive one I'll probably upload as a separate video where people can do what they want to do with it.
Yeah, well, FSD went okay. Didn't seem to brake check much. It did a couple little hesitations, but I would say it was, I can't really tell a big difference yet. But of course, I didn't. Wasn't very challenging, and I didn't really drive that much with it. I probably only drove 30% of the way, maybe a little bit more.
After you got onto 401 coming into town, or a little bit? I
was driving on those other roads, the two Lake Wheeler.
Right.
And I drove a little bit on the 401 4-lane. I mean, it did fine.
Okay. Well, we'll get out and we'll do a full self-driving thing, but we don't want to make today's video too long.
Too long, yes.
You're being awfully cute. Hi. I missed you too. Goodness gracious. It's a good thing that chair belongs to you. And not to be left out, here's our boy. Hi. He's the only one that's allowed on the back step because you walk past him and he doesn't try to trip you. Hi. Hey, sweet boy. Hi. Here, I'll rub you and I'll say hello to nighttime. Hi, baby girl. Be in a minute. I am headed to get Johnny via a quick stop at Guardian Angel. Wow, I really like that. It's the house, you know, but the colors aren't bad either. This is pretty too. So I found a pair of socks. I saw a real Fabergé egg, and I bought a small bin of Legos that has a lot of Mega Blocks in it. But just in case the legs of that lunar lander are in the middle of it somewhere, I kind of felt like I needed to look. Wow, it's super pretty. And warm at 87 degrees. You heard me right, it's 87 degrees. This is the Lego bin. Like I said, it's got a lot of Mega Blocks in it today. I'm starting to sort, looking for the legs. I got the Lego bin sorted. Dawn came out at the end and helped me finish up. Didn't find the lunar lander parts I was hoping for. We're headed for our walk. I think Dawn popped my door. All right, Candy Apple, we'll be back. I see you got a couple of bugs on the front lips there, the front grill. It's just now 5 o'clock, so Dawn did get off work in a pretty timely manner today, but I sent him outside for an errand and told him to see if it was too hot to go or not. And he came back in and said, it's fine. I thought for sure. I thought for sure you were going to tell me it was too hot to go.
I didn't know what answer you wanted me to give you.
That's fair. Yeah, which woman answer was it going to be?
Yeah. You didn't give me enough signal.
Oh, that's hilarious. So did I say that I messaged Tesla for an update? Because you know the screen says today at 6 she'll be ready again. And I messaged them, you know, I'll wait till the afternoon, till the parts have had time to be delivered. And they said they're still waiting on parts. The thing of it is, well, I'm frustrated because she's been up there so long. I'm frustrated because I asked them to get the steering wheel parts before I brought her up there, and I guess they didn't. or they're different ones, but I'll stick with the they didn't until I get convinced otherwise. And that I just want to know what day the tracking number says the parts are going to be there. Surely there's a tracking number. Please just tell me so I can like level set my expectations properly. I'm calm, but you know, I know somehow I would be handling things a little bit if I was the support rep on the other end of the text. And I used to do tech support before tech support was a thing, right? I did World Trade, and we never talked to those people on the phone. I mean, I suppose I called England a few times to talk to the level 2 guy in England, and on a once or twice a year I actually talked to the customer, but normally not. I do remember Owen a time or two, will you please get on the phone with these people? I'm like, okay. But I mean, I could type 50 words a minute and I was texting back and forth, but I don't know, I guess it was just more voluminous text. Anyway, I'll go back to being patient and thankful I have a loaner, and hopeful that Ruby will be as good as new and trouble-free for a long time to come. Whenever that's gonna be. Well, this is the first baby bunny I've seen. You gotta learn how to hide good, buddy. You'll learn how to hide from people. Don read a horrible statistic last year about they have all these bunnies because a lot of them don't make it. That's really sad. But that's the first baby I've seen coming out of the burrow. I know it's far away, but if you look close, you'll see at least 1 deer, 2 deer eating up there. Hello! But in the, you know, dark, grassy stuff, and they're that tan color this time of year, they're really blending in. Don says he's not used to his girl being slow, and I'm a little slow today. Normally I blaze the trail. Not getting enough sleep. Well, there's some baseball players out here, some kids after school enjoying the park, some other adults walking, and thank goodness for the breeze. See Don's shirts moving around. Starting to really get crowded with the nightly baseball game people. That's awesome. So many people are out enjoying a pretty evening. It's definitely a game going on down here versus practice. This one fit gentleman, we walked the track 3 times. He ran around at about 8 and in his bare feet and raising his knees up.
Good, she was really hustling.
I started off poking, not on purpose.
Take my hat off because I was breaking a sweat trying to keep up with her.
Well, Don's fasted for 48 hours about now.
Yeah,
He's gonna run home before we breaks his fast.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat tonight.
All right, well, you be careful.
Yep, I love you. Kiss, kiss.
Love you too. Bye-bye.